Liquor shot for your partners locked in the bing. Boom boom clot test, please don't let that fire ring.
Photo Walk ATL, Black Men Smile, BMS Photo Walk 2017. This is the first of many. We're on the block, Walker Street, Peter Street, about to holler at a few of the black-owned businesses that have been supporting the movement, supporting the brand. Shout out to Habanos, shout out to City of Ink, shout out to Tuki, my boy Miya, shout out to Mike, Carl, and Donna down at Habanos Cigar Lounge. Shout out to Carlton, Mackey. Shout out to all the fellas that came, the sisters that came.
Music makes me happy.
And we
Joshua
Music makes me happy.
Shout out to K.I.N.G.S.We.
K.I.N.G.S.We. Coming together. And this is just the beginning of it. This is the launching pad, City of Ink. We're gonna walk down the street and check a couple spots out, but I'ma holla at you.
All the people sing. Let freedom ring. Young Simbas better know that you some kings. Hold your crown.
Black Men Smile was created for us to gather and do things just like this, which is to celebrate the way we see ourselves. Ain't gonna be a long talk. I just want to say, y'all are beautiful. What we're doing is beautiful. Y'all are a reflection of me. I see myself in whenever I look at you all. Black men should be celebrated. And who is it? Who is it? My man that was inside the city. Oh, it's you, bro. That was like, this is something that we don't see too often. Well, it isn't necessarily, but in celebrating the way we see ourselves and in doing things like this, it's something that we want to amplify. So each of you all being here, whether you're a photographer, whether you're a model, whether you run a non-profit like Joshua Dingle does, or like my man Brantley does, who they'll tell you about what they do as we walk. Y'all are here and we walk in the same path. Devan will break down kind of like what the flow will be and what some of the central components are, but I just wanted to shout y'all out and say thank y'all for being here.
My show is consisting of pop art, graffiti, and fine art. You know, that's how I grew up drawing as an illustrator. And people always would say, you know, I like your painting, and I'm drawing, and I got tired of correcting them, and they said paintings, and then I started painting. So Miya Bailey and Tuka Carter, you know, they've been mentoring me and showing me how to paint and do my artwork as an artist, because I only did like sketches and, you know, just basic work, but never a collection of work to do an art show. So this is my first solo art show, and I'm just so happy that I befriended these guys like 21 years ago at the Art Institute. And this is their 10-year anniversary here at the City of Ink. I came in to help build out a lot of the aesthetics, take City of Ink to the next level for the next 10 years that they got coming. And so, you know, this is it.
Get down, baby, and pursue your dreams. Don't let them tell you what you can't do. Just look around and look at what the you came through. Black kings, the birth descendant of angels. Martin Luther King dreams, so we gotta thank you. What would we be without the sacrifice that came before? You can't forget my people, so we gotta thank them all. They passed the torch, so move forward, let's carry on. Fire to the flames, still remain the rebel song. And now we live. Turn that down. And now we live. I wanted to jump around and celebrate and give thanks.
My partner, who is not here, he owns the barbershop down the street and called Off the Hook. He's been here 18 years in the neighborhood. So around that time, he was speaking to me about bringing black-owned businesses into the neighborhood. During that time, I helped open 3 other businesses in the neighborhood, on restaurants and bars per se. And what's up, Sue? And throughout that time, the area has grown to be one of the, I believe as it's been stated, this is the largest concentration of black landowners and black-owned businesses in the country, in this little section, in this little area. And we looked at the opportunity about 2 years ago to do our own space. I've been in restaurant and hospitality for 25 years, startup and turnaround. So we both own our own businesses, and so they came together to collaborate on what we call sophisticated comfort, which is, do the two things I like to do: smoke cigars and drink. So I'm professional drinker by trade. I know the kids won't get that, but but an educator of sorts. So we wanted to educate people on wine, spirits, cigar etiquette, and things of that nature. So it came out of that vein, just to continue to bring positive experiences through service and product to people of all colors, but particularly to our people. There's a special art of us serving us. You know what I mean? That we should appreciate a little bit more and understand. So that's our story, and I'm gonna stick to it.
Give thanks for life on this one. Give thanks for grace, peace and mercy. Thank you, Lord. Mighty people, there's still work to be done. So let's just build a bridge together, become one. We'll reach the highest sun.
Our value isn't even in how we're perceived. Our value isn't even in what's written or what's not written. Our value is embedded in who we are by the sheer fact that we are here and we exist. And in our existence, we can be more than we even think at this very moment. We're constantly changing, and what we're witnessing right now is a part of our own process of growing into who we will ultimately be. And who we will ultimately be will never be at its height as an individual. So this collective effort that we're doing right now, this collective group of people, this collective energy, even as these brothers just walking up right now, man, give thanks, bro. I just want to bear witness to the fact that I was here at this moment, and that this moment was built upon by every moment that was before it, and everything that's happening right now will be utilized, and I'll use it in my going forward. We are our becoming, and we are constantly becoming. And I thank you all for being a part of the me that I am becoming every second. So as we walk, just think about the people who you're standing next to. Think about the role that they are playing in their own process of growing, and think about the role that you can play once you get interconnected with them, the role that you can play in the process of their ever-changing, ever-evolving, becoming full self.
Together we get it done. Your brain is a loaded gun, unload it and let it run. Tear down, rebuild, replant the slide, redo the fucking facade. I do this to touch your heart, infusing that touch your art. Then fuel it and catch a spark. Plant seeds that birth the park. Believe that Rosa Parks achieved just what she saw. By sitting instead of walking, thinking before talking. Way too many coffins, killings happen too often. Lord, please don't let my people succumb to what we lost in. I pray we all make it out. So let's just come together we'll make a round.
Okay, so this is Castleberry Hill. This is, as Mike just said, one of the in America is slated as being the most concentrated area of black-owned land in America. If we go down here, like you have 255, Blue Cantina, Spin, these different restaurants that are down here. All of that whole building is owned by one person, and then you have a lot of black-owned businesses within it. But this is like this is a mecca. This has the potential to become like the Harlem Renaissance of the New Age. This area right here. So I can see that. I can see it happening here. So you got lounges, you got the restaurants, you got barbershop. There's a really cool restaurant called Pearls.
Burning and shooting down, we're learning and teaching down. Concerning my people now, we strip it and burn it down. Love. Now one time for my black kings, not two times for my black queens, not three times all the people sing. Yo, this shit's in the making. Be classic, what up? Yo, been at it for a minute. I said I wasn't gonna do a thank you, but
Well, my name's Onaje Henderson. I'm one of the owners of Zucot. We specialize in original works, primarily by African American artists. We do some work also with Latino artists as well. Our goal is to make all of us custodians of culture and talk about the importance of owning culture and how we all have a responsibility to pass down culture from generation to generation to generation. I think we've got out of that where a lot of us have become more materialistic than we are about substance, and so we're really trying to push that agenda along. We're the largest African American art gallery in the Southeast, and so through that we want to work on continuing to spread positive imagery as much as we possibly can. We also do that through education. We do something here called art tastings. We do them once a month where we talk about collecting, how to collect, why to collect, but not what to collect. We also do a lot of different types of events for children. So we have we're partnered now with schools, especially Title I schools. So a lot of young people can see them just by seeing us sometimes. That may be something that then inspires them to go on and do something that may be even far outside of art. But the idea about it is being present, being part of the community, and then inviting the community in to see the work, respect it, and at some point collect it. So thank you all for being here. If you have any questions, please let me know. This show actually just opened last night. And so we look forward to this show being up for about two months or so. It's entitled, actually I forgot, The Summer Palette Cleanse. The idea behind it though is that it's all about colors. But you'll see things in here you'll recognize, like Sankofa over here, abstract works. There's these pieces by Jamal Barber here. Be careful with those because the grease from your fingers, or if you touch them, please, they don't have anything protecting them. So just be careful with those. But they are dealing with natural hair in a way where he talks about it upstairs. One thing about the gallery is that we want to cut down all intimidation factors and keep so many of us out of galleries and museums. So when you come in, we speak. It's music that we play that we're familiar with and that we like personally. So, and at the same time, there's also narratives around a lot of the work on the walls, so you know what you're looking at. Now you can come up with any type of plan or idea you think it should be about, but we want to let you know what the artist was thinking when they created the piece. This was in our last exhibition. The medium is gouache on paper. Gouache is a water-based paint. Anybody heard of Jacob Lawrence? He painted in gouache as well. He's during the Harlem Renaissance art. He's one of probably the more famous African American artists to live. He's since deceased, but the medium is similar to that. My father has now been able to do flesh tones in gouache, which you typically only see more of silhouettes done in gouache or just solids. And so he's been able to do more realistic work in it as well. And so he loves portraying people, as Carlton mentioned, in positive lights. So the idea behind this is called Joy or Yeshua. He wanted to show a Christ-like image. Christ-like image. You know. But we'll also talk about the fact that was something that Carlton and I used to discuss even back in the day about, you rarely see us smiling, especially black men in media.
In art form.
But as black men can attest, we pretty much all get together and we laugh all the time, but you rarely see imagery of that. And so this is also to combat that, but also to say that my father was saying, okay, so who would Christ be? And what would Christ look like? What was some of the things and features he would have? And so a lot of times he picks people around us to pose. And so I've been in the 1940s and 30s in paintings. I've been a slave in painting. I've been all types of things in paintings because I'll come home and I'll see myself on the canvas. And so he started picking out just friends and people and just asking them to pose. And so he's created all these works from that. So if you have any questions, please let me know and take a look around.
Gotta say shout out first and foremost to my father, K. Dollar, a heavenly father. Couldn't have done it without you, man. GMG Studios, Ryder click the keys. Got me signing. Woo! Love you, girl. Jordan, thank you, baby. You're such a beautiful voice. Sing to me, sing. Now I live. Give me life. Gotta thank God. Yes. Gotta thank my grandma. Hey, Banks, what up?